recording, and it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Scott, for the intro. Brad, how's your audio? Quick test.
I am off mute. How are you doing, Deputy Dan?
Deputy Dan, loud and clear. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our Wednesday Q&A webinar. Welcome, and thank you for taking your time to visit with the team of Trade Ideas. I want you to know we're grateful, and I think very few companies put their CEO on a Q&A. Brad, I don't know of any other ones.
Nope, we got you tied down and forcing you to talk every Wednesday.
I know. How does that happen? But you know, I'll tell you honestly, it happens because I love this company. I love the people that are our subscribers. Of course, the people that work here, but you know, subscribers. Lots of love to go around. Guys, we have a great show for you today. I'm going to show you some things. Like, again, I use myself as an example here so that you can throw things at me and, you know, all that other stuff. You can see what I do. And I have a lot of interesting things to show you that are kind of just related to what you really can do with the software. And there are two prongs. So before we get started, let's do a quick disclaimer just so that everybody knows that we are not a registered investment advisor. All of the information that you're going to get from myself, Scott, Brad, Tony Soprano, or whoever else is in here for Trade Ideas, Barry, is for educational and informational purposes only. Should you need real investment advice, please consult a registered investment advisor. Okay, now I always want to point this out just so that you guys understand the difference. We like to do it ourselves, okay? We're not venture funded. We still love the business. We're in the business. We're not a board meeting company. We're a do-it company. I still do stuff. I mean, I guess Brad still does stuff, and possibly Scott, maybe even Barry. I know I do stuff. But the cool thing is that this is a company that's 100% made here in the USA by US developers. And it's an amazing thing to do the way we've done it since 2003. 17 years, 17, Brad. And we've been growing exponentially over the last 3 as people have really started to realize that we're the only game in town for the type of data that you really want to have in the stock market. And last year we were number, let me see if you see my mouse, we were number 1,930 out of the fastest 5,000 growing companies on the Inc. 5000 list. And I'm sure we're going to be higher this year, but I don't even know if we're going to do it because maybe by 2001 we'll just go 2021, we're going to be number 1. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So Brad and I can't exactly remember if this was yesterday, Tuesday, or Monday. I don't exactly recall. We're talking, I said, Brad, I got to show you this picture. I'm going to take this picture for you so that we can show it on the Q&A webinar.
Yep, I remember that. I think it was Monday.
Monday, okay. So this was Monday. And I did this because, I mean, partly I wanted to show you guys how it's done. So this is an example of me. Now notice over here. See this? Can everyone understand this? So this is basically our trading interface. And when we get into the software, I'm going to show it to you live. But this is just a picture of it. You know, it's kind of like your console. It's got tabs, but you can see my P&L. If you wanted to dig into orders or executions, you have an execution panel here. You can see other information, access buttons, but lots of cool stuff for you to trade. But what you understand, I really did not pay any attention to any of these trades. And let me explain why and what was going on here. So on last week, there was just so many questions about how do I auto trade? How do I auto trade? What do I do? What do I do? And not how to, but like just kind of like the basics about getting started or can it be done, et cetera, et cetera. And on Monday, I literally was doing my kind of, so I do position, but in terms of categorization, if you're gonna, you know, label something for ease of information processing, I position and swing trade because ideally, just ideally, right? What I want to do is I want to get into like 4,000 or 5,000 shares of something, maybe a couple of things, right? And hopefully have those things go like 4 points, 5 points, 10 points, you know, make real money. So I'm working some stuff on my positions, you know, kind of working my, and I'll trade in and out of them also. But what I allowed to happen was I was managing my positions while Holly was doing the day trading. So think about that for a minute. I was managing my positions and Holly was doing the day trading. Whoops, dang, Brad, why did you do that? Okay, so all of these trades were completely unassisted by me. I did nothing on Monday.
Well, that's not fair. You did do something.
And it does not always happen this way, because today was a little different, but I'll just show you, and I'm going to show you some other really cool stuff. But that I trade, like I swing minus often throughout the day. Not like 10, but like let's say plus or minus $2,000, like let's say every hour. I'm just giving you an example. I am prepared for my P&L to fluctuate. Your analysis of what you're doing, and you look and you see what I was like, Brad, look at this. I was like, Brad, is there any better advertisement for ourselves that when people themselves experience what I experienced? I was like, no. So I took a picture and I was like, I want to show this on the Wednesday Q&A. And Brad said, no, don't do it.
Yeah,
I said,
that's
no,
what I said,
Brad.
don't do it. But you know, it's good to note too that it goes both ways, right? You have some long positions there, some short positions in there, and really just doing a really nice job of really spotting the opportunities for both those directions.
And you know, once again, Brad, that this is a perfect explanation of the difference between what machines and people are able to do differently, right? It's not easy for a person to both be really good long and short at the same time, because your emotion, and you, like when you're short, right, you're rooting for the downside. When you're long, you're sort of rooting for the upside, and it's difficult to turn your emotions off because we're an emotional being. But here, like Brad said, I don't think, Brad, if I was the driver, right, that I could just, you know, snipe FRG long, OPES short, exactly what you said. You know, it's just too difficult to do. But that's what our software is for. Who else on this beautiful realm of ours has software that does this by itself? NT, this is the screen results of Monday, Holly trading by herself. All strategies combined, trading by themselves together, the end result. The beauty is that our software kind of understands the market in a more statistical way. And as a result, I'm sure you all know, it hasn't been like uber active lately because the statistical trends are still very volatile, right? So from a mathematical point of view, you're not finding as much stuff that is, well, I guess, Brad, the best way to call it is pure, right? So we're kind of getting more distinct plays, and NT, you can turn any of that on or off. I mean, you can turn all of them on or some of them. I mean, again, that's part is up to you, but for demonstration purposes, and by the way, when I say demonstration purposes, I mean real money. This was all done on Monday, and I just let it go. So, Alfonso, it does. Maybe somebody, Brad, or I don't know, do we have a link kind of describing the scripting, Brad?
Yeah, let me drop it in there. It's our custom formula editor, and it allows you to manipulate the data points that we provide in the software. So I'll drop it right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mike, we don't do level 2 for specifically because of this. From our point of view, it used to be awesome, but I'm not in that micro mode of trying to pick off, like, the extra whatever 1, 2, 3 cents, because I'm going for bigger moves where level 2 doesn't help me. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own kind of everyone's got their own way to do it. Vishal, we're going to show you all of that. It's very easy to do. And again, here's the thing, guys. This is the mistake everybody makes. And when I say this, I don't want everyone here who's not a subscriber to hurt their wrist getting their wallet. Brad, how many times have I warned people?
I know, I find myself pulling it out, right?
You know how many times Brad has bought a subscription after one of my presentations?
I need a refund again.
So many refunds. Vince, we have options information, but this is for stocks, and you should be able to see this from the way the symbols are displayed. And if you do not know the difference, you need to definitely get our education about it. No, this is a stock, and it's simple. This is not, guys, this is not difficult stuff. This is simple stuff. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you're watching here, and this is in terms of, Vishal's question, none of this was stuff you have to set up, okay? All of this is done by us. We create the strategies, we update the strategies, and by the way, what's beautiful is that we ourselves, there's no proprietary guy that sits there and does some magic that tells you that, well, this is what we need to put in the strategy or da-da-da-da-da. What's going on is the software itself is crunching through the various options that it has, and those options are almost unlimited. And just going through immense amount of data to find the things that are working by itself. And then in the morning, you have a list of things that look the best for today based on what's been going on recently. And it changes every day, okay? It changes every single day. Sashidar, first of all, thank you very much for registering and everything like that. The history of the AI is kind of simple, and I guess, Brad, it's a good thing to bring up now and again. We wanted to make it easy for everybody to participate in the stock market the way Brad and I and a lot of the people in Trade Ideas and a lot of the people that you might see elsewhere on the internet have the skills to participate. But obviously we realized that how can you really condense that much knowledge into a 6-month learning curve? You can't become a professional at something if you hadn't put in the time, which is why doctors have so much time in medical school and engineers and then there's again, residency. It takes a lot of time to gain expertise. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to combine our expertise into an automated component so that we could say, you know what, here's something that will trade kind of like us and give us, and by us, I mean good. I just want to make sure you understand that, meaning statistically smart, risk management sound, and replicate what successful traders do, but at the same time, make it so that it's easy to follow. And by easy to follow, meaning that we're connected to Interactive Brokerage and other brokers where you can let this thing trade for you, or you can just try to follow it yourself. All of that is available.
Let me interject a little bit too, because there's a little more foundational history that I could provide to it. About, 12 years ago or so, we developed a backtesting tool. We call it the odds maker. It allows you to create a strategy, backtest it, see how it would perform if you were to buy or sell every signal of it. And the odds maker was a great tool. It is a great tool. You can use it right now, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to use. And we found that really the professionals at Trade Ideas were best able to manipulate that piece of functionality. And in order to try to of the day, the most current data set, and automatically. So now we don't have to use the odds maker to do it. The computer's automatically going through these various steps to create a better strategy every single day. And it does that through the 50 different strategies. Actually, it's a few more than that now that we have. And at the end of that day, after everything's optimized, it runs through what we call a combine, and it really just pulls the best strategies based upon the statistics, the profit factor, the win rate. And so it finds the best strategies.
And that's obviously, it goes both ways, because you see that in the previous example that I was showing you guys right here, that see this long, right? For many weeks, I've been talking about concepts of how to utilize the software in different styles, and I've been putting my own self as an example to you. And remember, I was telling you about how I position. So here's PVAC at 28,000 in PNL, 7,000 in PNL. Look at the title. It's Q&A webinar, locking it in. Guys, I locked it in. You don't always stay in the trade forever. And Brad, I mean, I know this is hard for people to understand because they've been so brainwashed by this buy and hold and do nothing. But ultimately speaking, as I will show you again, I really want you guys to pay attention to these two things, PBAC and X, and look at these entry prices. And because we're going to cover this as we get into the software, which I'm going to jump into right now. Okay. Ovid, you lock it in by simply selling your position. So I got in at 6.58 and I sold right around 12.83. And then I got in here at 7.5 and I sold around 9.10. And total, I mean, this is why I made this picture. I want to show you the volatility that's there and what you're potentially capable of getting, but only if you take some action. And this is the human part. Remember, investing, if investing is just all purely automated, right? Brad, then like, why would we even need people in it, right? You just put your money into some magic money-making box, right? And it just does it. That's not exactly how it works. You and the software are a tag team, a little Batman and Robin, perhaps more accurately, as I explained to Brad, maybe Superman and Green Lantern working together for the Justice League. You have to figure out which superhero you are. Okay. All right. So I'm going to minimize this and jump into battle. Okay. So a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, this is today. This is live. Okay. Barry or Brad, if you can help and ask about what he's saying, because again, it's not exactly, we don't manage money. You manage your own money. But how much you put at risk is strictly depends on what you have to work with. In reality, and somebody had already asked this question, I'm sure it was answered. One of the best things that we have in Trade Ideas is what's called simulated trading. Okay, let me unconnect my interactive brokers and connect you to my simulated trading account. Okay, so I'm working on two positions here in my simulated trading, just kind of feeling some things out. But the point is, in simulated trading, we are the only software that allows you to feel the P&L the right way. What's it like to have 5,000 of this or 5,000 of that or 100 shares or whatever, and really understand the feeling. And very soon we're about to blow everybody's minds with a embedded self-training system that's going to, again, blow your mind in terms of giving you feedback on how to trade better. It's like if you were working out, it's like if you were living with your trainer, but the trainer was cool and like let you watch movies like at nighttime and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so that's very important because if you're just getting started, I do not want you to start with real money. Okay, what I want you to do is start paper trading, simulated trading. We have the best simulated trading in the world. There's nothing even that comes close. And with that, you are able to get a feel, and trading is so much feel, like any good thing. And you guys, if you are here, you're probably successful. Some sort of something that you are good at because you have discretionary income. Well, you already know, I don't have to tell you, right? You must have feel. Feel is critical, and there's nothing that gets you feel better than P&L feedback. This is what makes it work, okay? And I want to make sure you guys all understand. So how do you access simulated trading? Stephen, it's like this. You go to here, connected, 1 out of 4, and you just check this one. See, if I go and disconnect, everything's gone. I'm at 0, right? I'm not connected to anything. If I connect to interactive brokerage, this is my live trading account. But if I connect to simulated trading, this is my simulated trading account, all available, all there, boom. Does everyone understand? You don't need well, you need Brokerage Plus for, but
yeah, we made it so Brokerage Plus is available for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just need to go to the toolbar, select New, open Brokerage Plus, connection option on the top of Brokerage Plus, and there you just select it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to live money. Raj, E-Trade soon. I mean, again, so many things in the works, guys. Multiple brokers. They're kind of, see, here's the problem, okay? And you guys already all know this. The big brokers really don't like you, and there are no little brokers. Brad, who said that?
I couldn't hear.
Let me repeat that. The big brokers don't like you, and there are no little brokers. Okay, so that's what we have to work with. We're always trying to work with E-Trade, but they were bought out by Morgan Stanley, and literally it's like an office of chickens with their heads cut off. Same thing with TD Ameritrade. You know that when they got bought by Schwab, everyone at TD Ameritrade started going to LinkedIn and brushing up their resume. I mean, that's just how all this works. You guys know this, okay? But we do not have big, nasty investors. It's just me, Brad, and the team doing it the old-fashioned way, making money. Weird, right, Brad? But that's why we have the most unique. This is why we have the fastest growing. Show you hurts my feelings. Brad, are you ready for my feelings to be hurt?
Yeah, come on, humble yourself.
I sort of don't want to do it, but here we go. All right. So remember on the PowerPoint, where the heck do I have it? I'm going to bring it back up here. Boom. Just give you a quick present. Remember this picture right here.
Closed positions.
Closed positions. I closed these. These are closed. Okay. Here are my closed positions. Yay! Brad, I made $11.
Good job. Better than losing 11.
Hold on a second. But not only did I make $11, because again, ladies and gentlemen, when you get on a Trade Ideas webinar here, you're here to enjoy the show. Trade Ideas, the most beautiful product in the world, designed by yours truly, very handsome man, good trader, and Brad.
It can't force you to hold it, can it?
No, pilot, right? Right at the close, thinking, you know, I didn't want to hold it. Because, and again, I'm completely not averse to holding things overnight, as you guys see. I hold things overnight. Look at me snag $4.88 out of the jaws of 600. Does everybody see that?
Nice work.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. No, really. I mean, you got to laugh at yourself. You really have to. So I'm short this thing up $4.88, not tying up any capital, and I think to myself, you know what? I'll just exit. Yeah, just press limit out. Boom, $4.88. This is why, again, a little bit of judgment goes a long way. Obviously, sometimes these things can go in either direction for whatever reason. But the bottom line is I had absolutely zero risk. This is where you have to, this is a lesson I'm learning, but I'm teaching it to you in real time. I mean, but at the same time, right, what are you seeing is you're seeing the beauty of the software. This is what the software is supposed to do. This is what it's supposed to do. Now look at this other trade in Yandex, okay? I bought it here. I mean, same as the AI. Exited because, you know why? I mean, I took my $24 because the market was getting annihilated. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm thinking to myself, look at where we are. It's going to pull back, I said to myself.
That's one of the things that's really interesting about a lot of the AI calls is oftentimes they're kind of spurred by their own momentum and they're not really driven by the broader markets.
Correct.
But I hear you. I mean, that's a normal thing to do is, you know, close some of these out when the market starts going down, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, and we're going to work on this, and I'm glad you brought this up, Brad, there's the re-entry component of trading, okay? You know, if I was singularly focused on Yandex, I would have done a lot better, but I was just distracted with other things, okay? So this is an example of what we're trying to do. The software got you in here at 49, and this was the close. I mean, full point higher, and there it's telling you 98 cents higher. Here's another example. Look at this. First of all, yesterday software got you into plug. How about that? Boom, nice gap up if you were a holder. And here, once again,
I think this one did get stopped out initially
yeah,
and did have that reentry signal and some new functionality in the software that's alerting you to these reentries by giving you an audible signal for that too. So that's
exactly what I did. So that's again exactly what happened. And then sometimes it doesn't always, sometimes the exit is good. This is sort of like, so if you want to know why I got out of Yandex, even though I don't think they're related at all, Brad. But I was just looking at this run, right? And here, KMDA, I was just simply saying, I'm gonna get out, and I did. And again, you don't always win. But the beauty is that all of this stuff was not spurred by me. It allowed me to focus on some of my bigger positions. Let's take a look at X, because again, I want to go back to my open positions. I'm not in it any. Oh, I did. I forgot. I bought it again. Why? Because guys, I made like 10 grand on this a week ago, and it came all the way back. Look at that. Look at this vol. I mean, Brad, do you see this volatility?
where. Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's just.
Oh, you mean
crazy.
the volatility for X? Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
really hard to be in that one right now. It's just too many gap ups and gap downs.
Right. But the cool thing is that once again, I took my 10,000 and here I am back right around the same level.
And that looks like a feeler position for you because I know you trade a lot of different guys.
Totally feeler position, much like this one here. And the other thing that I do, and as you guys should all know, I point out things that I'm into myself or I'm doing well where you yourself, if you are with Trade Ideas, there's no reason for you not to join me. I mean, whichever way, take the opposite side. The idea is use me as a barometer because again, I'm fairly decent at what I do here, right? So you can see here, I'm actually doing both things because once again, I'm constantly trying to improve my own skills, right? Here I'm in Twitter, up total of 3,500, but of course, net between Twitter and Snap, it's a $500 loser, so it's kind of like a wash. But I'm kind of, sitting there. I mean, look at this monster, just running. Hopefully, I'll still be in it. The idea, though, is there's no better, and notice how over here we have an ability for you to kind of see the race of your positions, what's working, what's not working. So you kind of have, once again, an improved feel to everybody else. And there's something phenomenal that I've been doing, Brad, more and more, and that is when I'm in these trades on the Holly side, and if I'm in that mode where I take full risk, riding until the end of the day, then I've been really working a lot on the limit out feature. And for those of you that don't know, if you sell at market or buy at market, you're losing the spread. But limiting out allows you to exit at the best bid or the best offer when you submit, your trade. So you're capturing the spread or at least, not losing it. So I've been working on that angle as well. Again, lots and lots of improvements that have been happening underneath the scenes. We have been changing the channel bar, improving the graphics here. Don't forget that you can create your own channels. That's right. You can create your own challenge. Sorry, not challenge, channels. Of course, over here, you have the AI. And this is what the signals look like today. And as you can see, I was in all of them. So this is kind of like the net result. So, you had 4 trades, you could have taken them all or not. Our channels are really customized to give you a broad swath of the market. We're in earnings season. So here's your earnings channel, okay? You easily see what's happening in terms of that. If you want to see what's going on in after hours, nothing to do but scroll down until you find the little post-market action clock. And there you have it. Ram, I'm going to show everybody how to backtest strategies, but remember the AI does all of that for you. But since you guys brought that up, I will go ahead and do that right now. It is a good it's a good demo. So whenever you're trading, by the way, if you want to simulate a trade, we have a channel for that. It's called Shall We Play a Game? Kind of like the old war game stuff, if you remember. And it's Brokerage Plus. And a custom layout that's designed. What I do is I use this channel. It's called Brokerage Plus, but has a little graphic of Shall We Play a Game on it. You click on that channel, it'll open this up, okay? So the channel bar, of course, you can resize any window, you can duplicate any window. Boom. You can change time frames on any window. It has kind of like that standard, you know, whatever you want kind of a feel to it, okay? So very customizable. You can do anything you want. So let me go right now real quick and show you how to like mess with some of this stuff, okay? So I'm gonna go to, new alert window. And here you can obviously create anything of your own, but we have a bevy of strategies from our pre-configured lists. And also you can find stuff that you've recently done. So like, for example, I have this one called Real-Time Rippers. I have no idea what the heck I did there. Let's see what it's doing. So you can kind of see what it was doing, CVM, XRT. Again, I'm just showing you a window that I did. So you can always go back, you can always look at the history. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna configure, and I'm gonna go and, let's see, start from scratch. See at the very top, start from scratch. That means you have nothing on. So I'm gonna select an alert. Now, since I've got start from scratch, select an alert, and you're saying to yourself, why is there only one alert? Add defaults. Now you can see more alerts. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can test something that everybody knows. Okay. So 200-day moving average cross. Everybody loves it. I'm going to create a strategy idea for you with it, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Stocks up 1%. Volume today is 3, and relative and minimum, and volume today is 500,000. So I'm just going very basic stuff here. So stocks up 1%, it's trading 3 times normal volume at the time of the cross, and has already traded 500,000 shares or more. And I'm going to call this Q&A test. Okay. So this is how testing is done. I right click and in the window, notice right here it says back test strategy. Okay. Boom. So I'm in California. That's how you see in these times. So I'm going to say I don't want to trade the first 15 minutes because it's just very, very volatile. I don't want to get stopped out, and I'm not going to add any positions. In other words, I'm not going to enter new ones in the strategy after 11. Okay, so this is my kind of window that I'm going to be trading. Okay, when do I exit? This is everyone's best question. When do I exit? Well, you know, first of all, to give a broader swath of what you can do, what I'm going to show you is have the market open 5 days. So it's a total of 5 days. Tomorrow plus 4 days, total of 5. You can get fairly advanced on your risk management. You can do lots of things. Let's Brad, is it okay for the demo for me to go more days?
I don't see why not.
Boom. So we're going to test 64 days of this and see if I was doing this for 64 days, what's up? Okay. So, and this is the summary. It tells you what's going on. Again, remember, I'm not doing this to trade it. I'm doing this to get a feel for if this is even close. So I hit simulate buy. Remind me to go short this, Brad.
What do you want me to remind you?
To say that we were short this strategy.
Yeah. Well, I think yes, that's exactly what you want.
You guys are going to understand that Brad and I have no attachment to the long side or short side. I mean, the only reason I said let's buy first because you guys are used to that. And now,
Well, let it go. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time here because digging through a lot of information. You didn't have a lot of filters on there. You're going back for 3 months of data.
Yeah, it's 3 months of data. Let me just hopefully let it run, and we'll see what happens. I'll move it away. I'll move these guys away. 1 second. Okay, let's move on while this is doing, because again, remember, it's crunching through 3 months worth of trading data. Okay, and it's crazy. It's a lot of data. But that is how backtesting works. It kind of lets you simulate things to understand from the point of view of which way the wind is blowing. And that's really all that you can do. It's which way the wind is blowing. Still crunching, guys. Still going and going and going and going and going and going and going, Brad. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done.
I know you did it to yourself.
But I asked you for permission, and you gave it.
Come on. Yeah, and so no, Barry, it's not backtesting a single stock. What it's doing and what makes the odds maker unique is that it's backtesting a strategy. So the strategy that Dan put in there was like a 200 simple moving average cross, a daily cross, and I think he set it up to buy, even though he was joking about it, but hypothesizing buying this. So every time that cross would occur, it's simulating that buy, and it just didn't, for a long period of time, it just kind of hung flat, and then it just didn't hold up. Markets too long.
Yeah, it really didn't do that much. And then you can also you can run again and say, well, simulate sell. What happens then? This is how people find out, do they go long or do they go short?
And this is also how people find out that it's possible to lose in both directions.
Oh. And this one, again, it's an example of, just remember the strategy here. So I changed this to a short sell, right? And what I'm trying to really get you guys to see is that all this complicated stuff that is done by our backtesting engine, which you can do, is on automatic pilot right now as we speak, running in our server room, testing thousands of stocks for ideas that are statistically valid. In other words, it has to find something. Brad, do you have something that looks good for me so I can show them what it actually looks like on a good setup, not just something random that I'm practicing?
Yeah, I can dig one up. In the meantime, maybe talk a little bit about your share size, because you're hypothesizing 200 shares per entry here, and you could be doing it for a dollar value, different ways you can approach it. You also have a pretty good sized commission there.
Whoa, I forgot, it's 0 commission. Okay, so here we go. Thank you, Brad. I didn't even notice that. Brad, that's why Brad's got my back.
Give me just a second. I'll drop a link into your cloud. Just a minute.
Sure. So here you can see that in this strategy, there were 255 trades. And remember, we're holding them for 5 days as a swing trading strategy, right? 62% profitable, but the problem is the average winner is a little bit smaller than the average loser. So again, you can mess around with a lot of this. And here I'm actually paying $10 per trade, which again doesn't really need to happen anymore, but we'll just say 3. And you can keep going. You can just dive into all these little things that make the software better and better and better and better. And again, notice that I'm just using super basic things, super basic, okay? And you can drill down into it. You can see it on the daily, like what did it look like during the day, drawdown, nice drawdown right here. And buying power, what would it have taken you? Could you have done it? So all of these things are done for you, but remember, you don't really have to spend a lot of your time doing it simply because that's what the AI is doing for you. And remember, this is the 200-day moving average. You can really test anything you want, okay? And let me give you an example of that. Here's something that's moving two standard deviations. I'm going to say, okay.
It's in your cloud anytime you want it.
Okay, I'll be there in 1 second, Brad. Let me get rid of this guy. Okay. So now we're going to just try a different concept, okay? But everything else, relatively speaking, being the same. So you can find so many different ideas. You can find so many different concepts. And it's the same thing, it's just crunching through numbers, working through the data, trying to show you what would it really be like. This is kind of like what most people are sort of lazy and they don't want to do this stuff, but this is what real trading, if you have to do it all, systematically, this is what you would be doing. And right now, this is really the best part of what we're doing is that everything that I'm showing you is being done for you with the AI. This is why it's such a premium product and why people love the magic, okay? And like I said, I'm literally just randomly trying kind of anything, and you can see how you can drill down into it once again, what it looks like, your drawdowns. And again, you would never want to do this. This is not a recommendation. This is just a demonstration of what we're capable of doing. Brad, it's in my cloud, you said?
Yep, you should see it there.
Okay, I go to my cloud. Sunrise Movers?
Yeah, it'll do it.
So by the way, Brad, maybe you can explain, like, how is it that we just did what we did? What is my cloud? Because that's a huge
yes,
thing.
everybody has their own cloud. Oh, you can't load it. It's going to take a second to replicate in the database over to yours, so it'll take about a minute or so. But everybody has their own cloud, and what that cloud allows you to do is really keep your own repository of different strategies or different windows or different layouts. You can have multiple windows in a particular cloud link. You can have a whole layout or just a single window. And so you can keep your own repository, or you can share it with someone or share it with support, and we can go back and forth with it.
Yeah, here you can see this is my cloud, and I just have so many different, concepts that I can always pull from. It's just it's like having a research science lab always there for you, working. It's amazing. I'll try one more time, and if not, we'll give you guys a cloud link, maybe Brad and Scott's.
Yeah, or I could show you on mine, but yeah, it should work. If not, it'll probably just take a minute or two more.
Yeah. Okay. Next time. Okay. So where are we on the questions, Brad? How are we mostly caught up?
Yeah, we're definitely mostly caught up. There are a couple that just popped in that I haven't looked at yet, but
right. The high level summary of what I'm trying to show you guys is that it's very possible to trade your own thing while the AI connected to a broker is doing its own thing. It's trading and you're trading together. You can see what it's doing, and that's great. So it's like you're trading with your trading assistant. Stephen, you can absolutely trade your own dollar amount. You can customize that any way you want. Back testing, trading, anything. Super easy to do. In fact, like here, if you go to backtest, let's see here. Let me simulate the buy, and then I'll. Does everybody hear that music? Somebody turned up some music really loud by my by my office. My goodness.
So Mike, I can't share Sunrise Movers. That's one of the AI strategies. And one of the reasons why we don't share the strategies, because that strategy, even though it was presented today, I don't even think it triggered today, but even though it was presented today, as it runs again through the optimization routine, it's going to be a little bit different. Chances are it's going to be a little bit different. I don't know for sure, but that's why we don't want to pass out a strategy. It'll degrade over time, and it's always being regenerated.
Absolutely. Well, this one's going to take a little while because, by the way, here's an interesting example for you guys to consider. So think about how people test strategies and think about it from a trade station point of view or something that you've heard about from that example. Look how many trades we have already gone through here in this example for you, just this one. So the software has now gone through 1,400 simulations while I'm talking to you. Contemplate that for a second. Raj, that's what it does. Okay, everything is on our server. Nothing is on your computer. I mean, you can save like your layout files and you want, but everything is in the cloud. We're completely cloud-based. There's nothing for you to worry about. It. Everything opens automatically. Mike, come on. It will not lengthen your days to becoming a millionaire. Almost done. But once again, I mean, just to be able to speak to you about the fact that we are now just contemplating the results in this demonstration as I speak, boom, okay, of how many total trades? 1,612 trades. And the answer to the other gentleman's question about back testing, see dollars, 2,106.96. Run again. So you can customize it for any amount you want. I mean, it's not going to change this, but the point is everything is customizable. Okay, I'm actually going to close this up because, you know, we're getting right to the end. Man, today went by fast. Let's get back and finish up the presentation. Okay, so you guys saw, I was showing you how you can trade with, today's summary is really trading with the AI. Taking profits, don't just sit there hoping that you will find the magic trade. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's not possible, certainly, but please, because look at how beautiful, Brad, this looked, right? Looked like there was time to go. In fact, that's why I have this graphic here, right? Oh, not easy, not easy.
Well, you know, that's why fundamental ideas come into play when you're doing technical analysis, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's both. It's not just one, technical or fundamental. It's just really a concept of both. I've mentioned this before. Alpha is, make sure you understand, if you don't know what you're hunting for percentages above the industrials. I mean, sorry, above the averages. So if the index is up, you need to subtract that up from your up, and that's how you find out what alpha is. As you guys know, gentlemen on our Q&A has been answering many of the questions. Barry, phenomenal trader, has been with us forever, and ever since we took over Canada, right, Brad? Yeah.
Yeah, ever since we took it over.
Ever since we took it over, Barry came and joined the team, and he's been managing our trading room. Amazing contribution in terms of helping people get started. If you're new to trading, I can't think of a better thing because it's free. trade-ideas.com/trading room. Please check that out because you can see how other people interact with the software at all sorts of different levels, and there's a meritocracy where people help one another. Education every day. I mean, that's really all that I can say is that who else does it this way? You've got support sessions at every different level, virtually every day, and you can register for it at the link below, trade-ideas.com/live. Marcus, Brokerage Plus is available in both. Just some of the options in Brokerage Plus are not available unless you have premium. This is how much our software costs per day, but it's charged monthly or yearly. But this is the per diem, so you understand that, you know, the worst it's going to get for you, the worst, is $7.50 a day. And if you are not able to do that, there's a good chance you probably maybe should not be trading. Just saying, you know. We are always doing a content, podcasts, search for trade ideas on your podcast search engine. And of course, we provide information for you to get started. And as I covered earnings in our in one of our channels, there's a whole book that we have that's free for the earnings concept on how to trade them, and it's trade-ideas.com/earnings. Please feel free to reach out to us on social media, like us on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere else you see us. Give us a call or shoot us an email at info@trade-ideas.com. Scott, I think we're good.
That sounds great. Yeah, stay tuned for an email tomorrow with a link to the YouTube video on the question and answer demo webinar playlist. All right, thanks all. Thank you, Dan. Thank you,
Thank you very
Brad.
much. Take care, guys.
Have a good one. Bye.